So, this video is going to be a little different. I don't know how different, but welcome to the rambling. I ramble. Get used to it. It's the first time I've done actually smoke a little bit while I'm in the house. First time I've actually done that. I don't care to do it, but I just think this is a topic. It doesn't have to do with anything in particular, but with life. Because I think that's actually the main root when it comes down to certain things. When it comes down to court, when it comes down to life and street, street life is so different than civilians actually get to know it. It's just, I don't know, this video is going to be real talk. Because I'm actually trying to get into, start my own podcast. That's why I started this video. So I'm trying to get into this whole podcast shit. And I ain't one for lying. I mean, I'm smoking weed in my house. I ain't gonna lie about this shit. I don't feel like sugarcoating shit. But I ain't gonna do it on camera. Just life really has me thinking about a lot of things because the stuff I'm dealing with my court, with my two other kids, with my other relationship that happened before my girl now, that I have a 10-month-old with. And I had a acquaintance that I came to meet after moving to Lakewood. I'm originally from Tacktown, so I'm Tacoma boy, but originally from Kent. So, but this woman came over to actually ask me if we could use her phone to get in touch with somebody that get some propane so they can stay warm because they're on the outside. They're outside. They're homeless, pretty much. But I don't really know what I'm trying to actually get out of this video. But I just, after dealing with that and a lot of stuff I'm dealing with right now, I just don't get how the system works. I mean, because when you're going to jail, I mean, I'm lucky enough to almost be 37, and I haven't had any record that actually sticks, that I actually have to pay for, that I actually have to deal with. All right, so I'm blessed in that category. All right, so I'm blessed. Just this world with everything that's going on in the world, from the pronouns to the gender, to people trying to keep their kids, to people that are actually really trying to keep their kids. I mean, because that's one thing I really irks me is seeing all these mothers and fathers that are trying to stand by their kids with this whole pronoun shit. And then you have parents out there that are actually trying to keep their kids alive, that have life-threatening issues, while you're trying to cut up your kids. And then you have the homeless world, where there's drugs and life and issues and all that. And yes, don't get me wrong, I get it. Some of the issues they have to deal with is due to drugs. But then, no disrespect to anybody that's religious out there, but then you have, because I have this question that I'm actually trying to figure out. Like, you have to be part of a church to want to go help other people that are homeless. You know, you can't be just a good person. You have to be a part of their church. So no disrespect to anybody else there, but that my dad was Mormon. All right, and became Christian, and got a lot of his family to turn his back on him because he was Mormon, and went to Christian. All right, let that sink in for me. He was Mormon. And could have had, I mean, with how Utah is, I mean, you turn your back on the Mormon church out there, you're dead. You're dead to them. All right. So my dad was Mormon, in the beginning. My mother was Christian. My dad joined the Christian church. All right. But me, because how my mom raised me, she wasn't full-blown Christian. But she had the Christian values in her heart. But she wasn't baptized and all that shit and going to church every day. But she held herself as Christian. She stood true to her Christian values. But me, and I mean, this can play with the sexes too. I mean, if you want to talk, because like I always make jokes about how me and my mom were the same. The only difference is between I had a cock and she had tits. All right, that's the only difference, really. She was female and I was male, and I mean, she was head cheerleader, you know, VIP in the high school. Everybody, and she was the popular one. All right, and then went druggies and alcohol, and then joined a satanic cult, which I believe I was probably conceived during that time. All right, and then went Christian, and then met a man. All right, she was 18, I think, when she was pregnant with me, and 19 when she gave birth, and they were married before then, before I was born, and he was 25, and they gave birth to me. My mom's no longer here, and don't get me wrong, she was a bitch. But don't you ever call her a bitch or I'll fucking kick your ass. But just looking back on the memories that I somewhat remember, because I have a bad memory issue. I've been hit in the head. I got probably like 15 scars on my head. So my memory's not all that great. But what I do remember stuck with me. I mean, I didn't really have much social skills back then. I mean, I had Tourette's, all 14 kinds of dyslexia, ADD, ADHD, and I don't even know what else I have in my head. Alright. But she was always patient and compassionate with me. And so was my dad. I mean, the only times that me and my dad ever, like, had arguments, we had a stare down. We had a stare down. Like, I'm talking about that old Western, like, get ready to draw kind of shit. We had a stare down, and he won. I got no problem in that. He won. I backed down. But that's my dad. Alright, so what do you want? But that was my childhood. You know, I got 5 siblings. I got a sister that's going through the whole transgender shit. So she's now a boy now, named Ryan. I got a gay brother. I got 2 brothers that work at a dispensary, and I have a brother named Zach that's actually into ponies. The My Little Pony shit. I mean, he got like fucking action figures all over his wall of My Little Ponies, but he's not gay. He loves women. Don't get him wrong. He loves women, from what I know of. The last time I saw him, but and then being married to a pastor's daughter. That me and her lost our firstborn. I had a dark moment in that time. I had a really dark moment in that time. That's when I first used meth. And I went to a hotel for 3 days, and then left it, and didn't touch it for years. All right, until I got with somebody, and I'm not blaming her. Not at all. That's my choice. I picked it up. I didn't have to. I did. I didn't have to. And then after that, I got really into drugs, and I started selling. I started selling meth. You know, but then after years and years of dealing with her shit, you know, the last chick I really remember was the mother of my children, of two girls. I mean, we could have, you know, we had 4 miscarriages, so I could have had 6 kids with her. So you do the quantum physics on that shit. After losing my firstborn from my previous marriage, that I actually got married to a pastor's daughter, and we lost our girl. She's probably 11 now, or I think she'd be 11 now. So, but that really fucks with you. And then drugs, that really messes with you. I mean, I thought I had, I think I thought I had it all figured out. I thought I was doing good, but I come to the realization that no, I wasn't. I might not have done anything to get the system in our lives, but I didn't do anything to keep them out. So that right there goes out to my two girls that are with my ex, Serenity and Majesty. Your dad is not perfect. Alright, I never said I was. Alright, I wasn't perfect. I could have done better. But with how the system is right now, it could do better too. I mean, so like we're all human. We all fuck up. We all mess up. But it's about, I mean, that's what the whole quote is about, getting knocked down. It's not about getting knocked down. That's the lesson. It's about getting up. That's the lesson. How long it takes, what it takes to get up, and how long you're up before you get knocked back down. That's the key on learning a lesson right there. It's not about what knocked you down. It's about how long it takes you to get up and how long you're able to stay up. If you're actually able to learn your lesson and stand strong, or get knocked back down because you need to learn a little bit more. That's what it's all about. I mean, like I said, I'm almost 37. I mean, I got about, see, it's almost, I think it's November, so that's the 10th. Yeah, I think it's the 10th month, 11th month. I mean, I got about 2, 3, 4 months before I'm 37, or almost 37. It definitely does teach you a lot as you get older. I definitely have, I've come to grasp that as you get older, you learn more. Haven't really had a 9 to 5 job besides a PLFR. I did that for 5 years. I've done bouncing. I've done landscaping. I've done roofing and building houses. You know, I know everything from building a frame to a window to a roofing to a ground to shingling. I mean, I know how to do all that. I can build my own house. I've done it on one of the streets. I built my own little shack. I say pretty warm in there. All right. That's what I'm trying to get at with the whole financial, mental, or emotional when it comes to being parents. Financial is great when you're trying to figure out how to pay for their clothes, their food, the toys that can be entertained, the books that they read, so they learn how to read, and Play-Doh and all that shit to actually keep them all, you know, entertained and the financial stuff and all that shit. But emotional, that's about understanding. That's about compassion and empathy and respect. Because yes, even when you have a 2-year-old, you need to respect them. Alright? You need to respect them. That's your kid. You need to teach them about respect, and that's how you do it. By giving it. Without any, especially when any regards. Because that's also how they teach, how you learn them, how they get taught about getting respect without getting it back. Being a kind person, being compassionate. You're not expecting anything back. But when you do something, that's what you're doing it for. It's to help them when they're down. Alright? But then mental is how to take all that pain and all that anger, all that hurt and all that frustration and all that misunderstanding and channeling it in the right way. That's how when girls want to get strung in their emotions or guys want to get just angry because things aren't going the way they should. You know, but that's what it all has to do with about being a parent. Is mentally understanding them, emotionally respecting them, and financially take responsibility you know, and that all teaches them what it is to be a human being and how to treat other people and how to be around other people. That's what it's all about. I mean, right now, I mean, I think this is the first video that I actually tried to write a script on how to read from, but I can't. Because when it comes to real shit, real life fucking shit, there's no planning. There's no coddling and tough love. That goes only so far. Life doesn't have those guidelines. That's what you make of it. When you, the small little grip that life gives you to hold on before it throws you a curveball, that's that moment right there. To hold on. That's that moment. That's why when you're being a parent, I mean, I'm scared of my 5-year-old going to school and being talked to by these teachers that I've seen out there. Talking about gender and all that shit because that's my little girl. Period. I don't care if she likes fucking mud. I don't care if she likes fucking blue. I don't care if she likes drugs. That's still my little girl. So don't fuck with her head. Alright? That's my little girl. Period. I don't care what she has to come to say because you want to manipulate her. Alright? That's my little girl. Just like Majesty. That's my little girl. Just like Elvina. That's my little girl. And just like my firstborn that passed away, that's Trinity. That's my little girl. I got 4 little girls. Don't fuck with them. Those are my princesses. Alright? I don't got a problem if they're dykes. If they're tomboys. If they like women or men. I don't care. They're still my little girls. Period. Alright? I didn't have sons. I love one. I wouldn't mind one. But those are my little girls. All of them. Those are my 4 little girls. And you know what? Sorry, miss. But Hunter, I mean, this even talks to you. Alright, Hunter? Hunter Patterson? Mice boy? Yeah, not my blood. But I was with her when you were born. I knew you when you were in your mother's stomach. I came to interact with you. I came to enjoy hanging out with you. And for those 6 years you and your mom when me were together, you were my boy. You might not remember me, but you were my boy. That doesn't change. Period. End of discussion. Alright? You were my boy. I'm not your father, but I damn well be a male role model in your eyes. If you ever want it. Alright? I'm not perfect. I have my fuck ups. I have my flaws. I mean, I have my shit in my past I'm not proud of. But that's me. I've learned who I am. I've come to accept that. I'm getting into counseling so I can actually work through more of my shit that I'm going through. But who you see is who I am.